Welcome, everyone. Today, we're taking a hammer to a massive myth in the world of web automation. Have you ever assumed that just because you got a shiny new CAPTCHA token back from your solver, your automation job is completely done? Well, think again. That token? It's really just the beginning of the story.
Okay, let's dive into this. Does solver success actually mean the process succeeded? Spoiler alert, absolutely not. You might be staring at a perfectly green dashboard showing a 100% solver success rate, while in reality, that exact same dashboard is hiding a completely failing process in production. The destination system might be quietly rejecting every single one of your automated requests, and you wouldn't even know it.
So here is our roadmap for this explainer, so we can systematically tackle production stability. We'll cover 1. The solved CAPTCHA illusion. 2. Why breakdowns happen. 3. The relay framework. 4. Measuring success. And finally, 5. Safe scope. Let's jump right in. Section 1. The solved CAPTCHA illusion. It is just so easy to fall into the trap of the Happy Path demo. You know the one. Your integration works flawlessly in development, right on your local machine in 5 minutes flat. But reality hits hard in production. You might have a token received status showing total solver success, but the actual form accepted status, the downstream completion, is failing. Merely getting the token is literally useless if the destination system doesn't actually accept the solution. The form could still be rejected, leaving your actual business process totally dead in the water.
Section 2. Why breakdowns happen.
When we leave these workflows to run totally unattended, like in a cron job or behind some internal queue, they silently break down. Why? Well, maybe the browser session changed between the challenge and the final submission. Maybe the challenge itself just expired. Or perhaps you're sending malformed requests because you didn't capture exactly what the live page expected. But the absolute most dangerous one of all, unlimited retry loops. If your code blindly retries mismatched sessions or invalid inputs, it's not fixing the problem. It is just burning through your balance and skyrocketing your operational costs. And this brilliantly illustrates the proper 3-step life cycle for a single automated request to prevent those incredibly costly errors. Step 1. Capture the exact solver needs, the site key, URL, action, and submit the task. Step 2. Pull for the result, but with a hard cap. Give it a strict timeout. Finally, step 3. Apply that token in the original session. It has to be the exact same browser context, worker, or cookie jar that triggered the challenge in the very first place. Section 3. The relay framework. If you want a structured, bulletproof way to handle all of this, Relay is your ultimate operational checklist. It's designed to make CAPTCHA-dependent automation far more reliable. Here's the high-level breakdown. R stands for request integrity, E is for end-to-end acceptance, L stands for limits and retries, A is accountability, and Y represents yield economics. Let's unpack each of these crucial pillars right now. First up, R, request integrity. You absolutely must confirm that your workflow is using the current site key, page URL, and action required by the active challenge. If the inputs are invalid, the process must fail immediately. Validating your live inputs up front stops malformed requests from ever entering a wasteful retry storm, where they have, quite literally, zero chance of succeeding. Next, E means end-to-end acceptance. This one is huge, folks. The CAPTCHA solution must be applied in the exact same browser context, HTTP session, or cookie jar that originally triggered it. I cannot overstate this. A perfectly valid, successful token will still be completely rejected by the destination site if you try to submit it from a totally different session. L means limits and retries. You need to be in absolute control here. Set an initial polling delay, establish a total timeout, and heavily cap the maximum number of attempts. You should only ever retry temporary conditions, like a quick network interruption. Do not repeatedly submit broken sessions or change challenge types. Infinite retries just sweep real, permanent defects under the rug. Moving on, A means accountability. Simply put, someone on your team, a real human being, must be strictly responsible for the health of this integration. They need to own provider incidents, session failures, cost anomalies, and changes in challenge behavior. A designated owner has to know exactly when to let the system retry, when to pause the workflow entirely, and when it's time to just switch over to a manual process. Finally, Y means yield economics. This is about the true cost of a workflow that actually completes end-to-end. High volume should never, ever erode your profit margins. If you have wrong parameter loops or retry storms, your task volume might scale up, but your cost per accepted solve will absolutely skyrocket. The economics only work when you're paying for completed business processes.
Section 4. Measuring success. So the crucial point is you must track solver success and downstream acceptance as two completely separate metrics on your dashboard. Let's look at the concrete KPIs you actually need. First, solve latency should be under 25 seconds. That tells you the integration is healthy. Your solver success rate should be 95% or higher, proving your initial inputs are valid. But most importantly, your end-to-end acceptance must also be 95% or higher. This proves the token was actually accepted in the same session. Remember, the real success condition isn't getting the token. It's completing the protected login or form.
Now, ask yourself this critical question. What should actually happen when the challenge family on the live page inevitably changes? Because trust me, it will. Your automation will eventually run into a scenario where the target site updates its security. When that happens, your pipeline must automatically detect those falling acceptance rates. It must instantly stop uncontrolled retries, and it has to explicitly alert the responsible team. You want your engineers reviewing the live challenge to see exactly what shifted, rather than letting a blind script quietly burn through your balance in the background.
Section 5. Safe scope.
We need to clearly establish the boundaries here regarding where this kind of automation is ethically and contractually permitted. Consider this a non-negotiable mandate. This type of workflow should only be used in owned, client-authorized, or contractually permitted environments. You must respect these operational boundaries. This explainer is all about building reliable, authorized integrations, not circumventing protections where you have zero agreement to be doing so. Here is your call to action for today. Go review just one CAPTCHA-dependent workflow in your system using the relay checklist. Look for that first missing metric. Look for an uncontrolled retry loop or an undefined owner. Finding just one of these gaps will usually reveal your biggest production risk. Fix it, and you'll transform a merely working integration into a truly reliable workflow. So, I'll leave you with this. When you look at your dashboard tomorrow, are you tracking the tokens you bought or the business results you actually achieved?